98, and we are the partners of Solarian Games. I'm Jason.
I'm Peter.
And we are on a Tuesday this week because we were tired. ModCon was this past weekend, so that will be one of our stories. Our stories this week, we're going to show off a little bit of the Tradecraft manual that is at the printers right now, getting turned into a hardcover book. Keith Baker is bringing a new horror story to Daggerheart. So, hey, that's cool. Or it's horror setting, sorry. What to expect this year from Free RPG Day. And we are going to crow about ModCon 1. Thank you, everybody who came out.
I'm gonna crow.
Crow, crow, crow. All right, so first story. We have got a brand new top secret book on the way. It was kickstarted a few months ago. Thank you to everybody who backed it. And the PDF has gone out to people, so people do have had a chance to read the book, but the hardcover is still in printing mode. We're getting it done here in the United States, which means that there's a lot of people they're trying to get stuff done at this printer right now, so we're backed up a little bit. It'll still be about 4, maybe even 5 more weeks before it's out, but we did get the physical proofs, and I wanted to show it off because it's great. Here is the actual cover off the press, not a printout from my machine or anything like that. So, it'll look like this. The Tradecraft Manual by Scott Congable. And, the spine and all that business. And then one of the things they do is they actually send you a printed copy of the book. So I have this hefty beast right here in my hands. That's what she said. And let's take a quick flipsy dipsy. Hold on, let me move my drink out of the way so I don't pour it all over the book and the computer. So what you do when you get the printing proof, they don't have the cover on it. It's just the pages tape bound, like you see there. And one of the things that's kind of neat about it is if you look, you can see all these dotted lines and everything around the edges. That dotted line shows where the safe area is considered to be. Don't put anything outside that dotted line. The solid line that you see is the edge of the page, and then you have a little area called a bleed that goes around the outside of that. So they give us the whole thing to see that. And one of the things I will be better able to show when we have the real book, but we have glorious color throughout. Looking wonderful. Scott has done a great job writing this. I have done a great job designing this. We have all the tradecraft set up there in the front that you could ever wish for. And then we actually start getting into them. And you'll see each type of tradecraft has got its skill group set up, easy to find right there. We have the little thing over there. What do you have to roll for each of them? In the green, we have a bit of a story about it being used, the mechanics that come into play, the different types of die rolls that you might want to do with it. And this continues on, from page to page. So what I think was really cool, Scott set this up so that the intention was if you're building an adventure ahead of time, you should go through the book and find the kind of things you think that the agents are likely to need to do. So, for example, let's say imagery analysis. And then with these tables that he's created, like you can see here, he's given you some guidelines, like how hard should that be based on how long they spend doing it, etc. The idea is to set that up before the adventure rather than flipping through the book frantically while you're playing. So you kind of have those things at the ready as you go. And it can also just be good for the players as they're learning how to use these things. And so, for example, disguise. What do I do with a disguise? How does disguise work? So this whole thing is about 280 pages, something like that. What is it exactly? No, 268. That's where I got the 8 from. 268 pages of lovely color goodness. Excited to have the proofs in our hands. Everything looks good. We've given them the go-ahead. We picked the colors for the end papers. It's going on the press in Minnesota, and we'll have it back here in a few weeks.
Yeah. Another thing you could do is if you're wanting to write an adventure, you could just flip through the book, pick out skills that you want to use for your adventure. Or they could give you an ideas like, I want to write an adventure for them going into this place. Oh, look, image now. So, you know what? I should write something to image now, so it can help you even write adventures as well.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. So I think this is going to be an excellent resource for GMs and players alike. I don't have to sell it because hey, we've already sold it to lots of
You
backers.
sold it, yeah.
But it will be for sale to people afterwards as well. But we're just very excited about it. I wanted to show that off, and that was that story.
Yeah. All right. So Keith Baker is bringing a new horror-infused micro setting to Daggerheart, and it's
Micro
going to be
setting.
micro setting, and it's going to be displayed at Gen Con 2026.
What's a
we know
micro
Keith-
setting? Is that just a module?
I have no idea. I guess it's probably it's probably what it is. It's probably like a module that introduces a setting, but it's not like a giant setting. Like let's say it's a small country or
Yeah.
an area like a I don't know
Or a
like
city.
barony or a city or whatever that is having an issue and it's like an ongoing issue.
Yeah.
That's not a setting as a whole because it's only this one area, but it's an ongoing thing. So I guess that would be like a micro setting. I mean, that sounds.
I think
sounds
that
about right
makes
to me.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
And we know Keith Baker. He's done a few things for D&D in the past, I believe, right?
Oh, Keith's a good buddy. We love him.
Yeah.
Really happy to see him doing this. I mean, he did give me a little bit of a clue about this coming up, but we never really chatted about it too much, so I didn't know all the details.
Right. So this is it's called the Night Market, and it's a supernatural horror themed micro setting centered around here we go. Eidolon.
I think Eidolon. Eidolon. It looks to me like Eidolon. Like I'm thinking Eid.
Eidolon? Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm thinking because Eid is pronounced Eid if it's the holiday, right? So Eidolon.
Okay,
That
Eidolon.
sounds weird.
Sounds
Maybe
good.
Eidolon.
I don't
Well,
know.
it's a city.
It's a city shrouded in internal shadow where the local cemetery literally acts as the city wall.
I don't think
Um,
that's gonna work. I don't think a cemetery is gonna keep people out.
I don't know.
We can walk right through that.
The society has figured out how to harness the kinetic energy of poltergeists and ghosts to literally turn the wheels of industry. Players will step into the shoes of haunted heroes.
That's
I mean, this sounds pretty neat. Like it sounds like, they people are mechanizing death. Like we can use these souls for energy and I don't know, power things with them and I don't know,
Yeah.
use them as tools. But he revealed that he revealed this on the Download podcast. And it was inspired to him by a trip to Slovakia 16 years ago. So he's been sitting on this a while, where he saw a Bronze Age town archaeological dig that could only be accessed by walking straight through a massive cemetery. So there's the
That's pretty
idea,
cool.
right? Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He and his co-designer Jen Ellis, which I think is his wife, right? His partner.
Yes.
Okay. Officially joined Darrington Press, the guys who make the folks that make Daggerheart last year. However, the Night Market is not a Darrington Press book. It's actually with him and his partner, two at TWO Gather Studios. It's a crafty name there.
Yeah.
And it's utilizing Daggerheart's third-party community gaming license. He said to think of it as a warm-up,
That's cool.
that it's practice for a much larger Darrington Press project coming down the pipeline later. This is an official expansion for Daggerheart, Hope and Fear, and it is locked in for a summer 2026 release.
Nice.
You could see it at Dragon Con, or I'm sorry, Dragon Con. Let's make what's wrong with me? You can, if you're going to Gen Con this July, you can see it.
Okay, and he'll be doing a panel. It looks like what's it called? The Night Market Designing for Daggerheart with Keith Baker.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Get a first look right there. Go up there, say hi to Keith, see what it's like. Maybe learn a little bit of something about designing for Daggerheart, if that's
And he's super
the sort
friendly.
of thing you want to do.
If you walk up
Yeah.
to him and say hi, he will say hi back. He
does bite.
He does,
He does bite a little bit. He might bite you, but it'll be all right.
What you do is you grab that cowboy hat, and then
Yes.
it'll stop him.
Yeah, just hold him by the hat. Hold him by the hat.
All right. Next.
All right, you want to take this next one about free RPG Day, and then I'll take the ModCon one
Sure, why not? All right.
right.
So,
because you've read this story and I haven't.
right. So it's if you don't know, I mean, you're all you probably I imagine everyone here is gamers. and I think everyone knows what Free RPG Day
I
is.
got to be honest, I really didn't understand Free RPG Day. I was talking to Bert about it this weekend because I needed to understand exactly how it worked. I got the basic concept, go to the store and get something free,
Yeah,
but I didn't really get it. So this is good to know.
it's kind of like Free Comic Book Day, which is older than Free RPG
Which
Day.
again, I don't really get that.
Well, what
I
it
know you
is,
get something free, but I don't know like where's the free stuff come from? What is the free stuff? Enlighten me.
there is an organization. There's a Free RPG Day organization. This is organized through a small group. As a matter of fact, you've talked to the guy. He's a friend of mine, Paul Butler, who runs.
Paul organizes it?
Yeah, well, he's one of the owners of Free RPG Day.
No kidding.
Yeah,
What does
I
that
don't know
mean
how
to be
that.
an owner of a free thing?
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's all kinds of stipulations because we talked about doing it, but it wasn't our model doesn't really work for that right this minute because you got to give them like I think it's like 1,000 copies of something, and it can't be something you've produced before, and it's got to be brand new. It's got to be its own thing. So I think we talked to him about this a couple of years ago and we were like, that's probably not going to work for our model right now, but maybe in the future. The idea is that, companies like it's free. It's not free advertising. It's not free. It's advertising basically. People come into the store, they're like, "Ooh, free RPG stuff," and they get a whole bunch of free RPG stuff, and they take your stuff home. It's usually smaller stuff, like, you could see like like a 3-page like little adventure or something like that. It's just to get people excited about your product.
Yeah. Well, so I actually understood from what Bert was. So Bert is one of the owners of House of Books and Games up here in Connecticut, up in East Windsor. And he said that some of the things they give away at the store, they actually buy to give away.
Okay, I don't know anything about that. All right.
Maybe different stores do it different ways, but
Okay.
I mean, the thing about House of Books and Games is they're very much a labor of love. So they probably, do that on their own to
Right.
promote it a bit more. I don't
Okay.
think everybody does that.
And again, I'm not an expert on free RPG. I could be getting some of this wrong, but that's how I understand it. So it's locked in for June 27th. So if you want free RPG Day, mark it on your calendars for June 27th. You can go to your friendly local gaming store, and there will most likely be tons of stuff that you can get for free.
Yeah.
Now there are
These are
30
some of the
publishers.
kind of things you can get.
Yeah, there are 30 different publishers and accessory makers participating this year. There are exclusive free physical modules, quick start guides, and accessories to that are going out to more than 700 friendly local gaming stores worldwide. This is
So
worldwide.
before, all right, let's see what we got here. Let's start with that.
Okay, so there's going to be a preview of Marvel's upcoming Secret Wars expansion. That's one of the
that?
images you see up on the screen. It's Marvel, Marvel superheroes game, and Secret Wars is a really popular storyline in the Marvel comics. There was actually several Secret Wars. The first one was
Pretend
back
for just a minute that I don't read Marvel comics. What is Secret Wars?
Okay, all right,
You don't
I'll
have to
explain it.
pretend. You don't have to
No,
pretend. I don't read Marvel comics.
I know. I'll explain it. So back in the 80s is when it got started. The
Really?
very
Secret
first-
Wars goes all that way back.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Nice.
There have been
Okay.
multiple. There was this supreme creature from another dimension type of thing, sort of like
Like a Thanos type, or
no, way more powerful than that. I'm trying to think. Like
oh,
in Star-
the
remember
planet
orig-
eating dude.
You remember the original Star Trek series where they had was it Trelane? Remember, he was that sort of like cosmic entity. He was the guy that was dressed up in the fancy outfit and was making everybody dance and stuff.
Was he similar to Q?
Yeah, kind of. Q's a good. Q's
All
a
right,
good
go with
example.
Q because
Okay.
my nerd cred is in the basement here. I have not seen every Star Trek original series. I don't know who Tremaine is or whatever.
All right, we'll say Q. Everybody knows Q. Yeah. So the Beyonder is a lot like Q. Very very similar concept. And what he did was he brought all these different areas of the world together and smash it into something he called Battle World. And then yeah, I know. Then I know. Then he
Battle World.
Battle World. That's
Is it a world where you have to battle?
Yes, that's exactly. It's
wow,
very on the nose. Yes.
Wow.
Well, because what he did was he snatched up like all these heroes, not every single hero, but different heroes from different comics and different teams, all Marvel, of course, and then villains, and then he set them against each other.
Uh-huh.
So,
Why?
huh?
Why?
For his entertainment. I can't remember exactly why. It's been a million years since I read it, but
Okay.
apparently the Beyonder came back, and there was
It's
another
it's
one
a
and another
comic
one.
for children. They don't need
Yes,
reasons. I get
right
it.
there you go. There you go. Do you remember when Spider-Man had a black outfit and it became Venom? Do you know about that?
I watched Spider-Man on the Electric Company.
Oh, okay. So you don't know about that. Anyway,
No.
there's this famous character, Venom. He came from the original Secret Wars. Spider-Man got this like sapient suit, this like
Oh,
um
neat.
symbiote suit. He didn't
Hmm.
know it was a symbiote. He thought it was just this cool technology. And it was really cool. It's this all black suit with this big white spider on it. And
Hmm.
it shot organic webs. Like he didn't need web shooters. It came out of the suit. And then like it would like shrink down like underneath his clothes. It was just this really cool like suit that he could wear. But then he started like getting clues that it wasn't just that. Like there was more to it. So
Got
he
it. Got
goes
it.
to the
Trust me,
anyway.
I get it. I get
Right.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway, it became
Spider-Man got
Venom.
a funny suit and it did bad things.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So let's move on. So that's what Secret Wars
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Then we have like we said, Darrington Press for Daggerheart. They got the Dying.
Now, the Dying Spire, I have to
Yeah.
say, that is the most sadly phallic cover I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I know, right?
If you're not looking at the picture, what it is there's a red rocket kind of spire, little
Hmm.
kind of thin little spire with a thin little tip on it, and some red pubes. I
Yep.
mean, maybe there's supposed to be explosions. I don't know, but it looks like it looks very sadly phallic. And calling it the Dying Spire makes me wonder if it's like a erectile dysfunction ad. I don't know, but this is. Did nobody look at this?
This adventure is in its 60s. You see,
Red Rocket,
and
Red Rocket.
right. Your mission is to deliver. What is that stuff? Viagra. Anyway, um,
Oh, it
so
looks like a
it's
puppy penis.
yeah, it does. It does. It's basically it's streamlined rules and a level 2 adventure. I'm
Okay.
assuming for Daggerheart.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
Cosmere. There's no picture for this, but there's the Cosmere RPG, which is a Brandon Sanderson game. It's called
Law
Law
and
and
Obligation.
Obligation, a one-shot
That's a
adventure
cool
for
name.
third level characters. Yeah,
Well,
I'm
we
actually
know
that's what I'm,
he's very popular.
yeah, and that's my Wednesday game that I play with Will. We're playing
Oh,
Cosmere, so I'm trying it
okay.
out. It's you know what it is. It's like D&D. I mean, it is. It's kind of a re you know it's a reskinning of D&D in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not officially, but it really is. And your characters, the goal of your character is to become like this superhero, like this fantasy
Oh,
superhero.
cool.
Because that's what Brandon Sanderson writes in his Cosmere universe. That like apparently their warriors become these like they can fly sometimes, and they get these big
Okay.
giant swords. I don't know. Anyway,
That's
um,
cool. I mean, it's a great name, Law and Obligation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's Catalyst Games Lab, Arcane Biker Grimoire, an adventure with players taking on the role of arcane motorcycle riders in the post-apocalyptic Earth.
Oh, I'm in.
That sounds
I'm
like
in.
fun.
That
Yeah,
sounds awesome. Don't forget the
does.
Chaosium one.
Did I skip it? Oh, I did skip it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
I got a
Yep.
picture
That's
of it
cool.
up here and everything. Yeah, Chaosium has the Age of Vikings Quick Start, streamlined rules, an introductory adventure, and 4 pre-made characters. That's cool.
That's awesome.
I love
We'll
Vikings.
see. We'll see how that is. I mean, I hope it's historic. I was just saying to somebody this weekend that I realized that if I'm going to play fantasy, I kind of prefer it to be historic.
Mhm.
So that
Okay.
might be right up my alley.
Oh, could be. Yeah. Because they're not saying like some kind of barbaric race or whatever. They're saying Vikings. So
Yeah, Vikings were not barbaric.
no,
They
actually,
were they're brutal, but
were
they
brutal, but they
they
were
were
not.
very well groomed and they had a society and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they took over things and actually managed them well. They were businessmen.
Yeah, they were farmers too.
Yeah.
They were good at that.
So then we got Paizo has a level 7 Pathfinder 2e adventure titled Things Go to Hell,
Nice.
alongside a level 3 Starfinder 2e module. So
For all those people
Pathfinder
that are
and
playing
Starfinder.
Starfinder, who are you?
Yeah, I know. I've never even seen it anywhere.
I've never seen anybody talk about it. I've never heard anybody. Doesn't mean it's not happening.
Right. No.
I've
I
never
just
seen it.
just never have. And then lastly, there's a couple other things that are not just books. There's WizKids is providing exclusive physical D&D miniatures. There's a
Wow.
Koatoa,
Wow.
Scarecrow, and a Nothic. I don't know what the Nothic is.
I don't know what that is either, but sounds cool.
And then there's some custom tracking gear from Serious Dice and something called the Story Engine.
This is really cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so I have questions.
Yes.
There's 700 friendly local game stores worldwide that are participating. Does that mean that to be a publisher putting things in free RPG Day, you're basically you're printing, gosh, like 70,000 copies of something?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Because you need to send enough
Yeah.
for everybody, right? So it sounds
Yeah.
like this is the kind of thing that oh, Brian says he has played Starfinder. So there you go.
Okay.
There's who played it. Thank you, Brian, for helping Paizo. But yeah, so does that mean you have to be a really big company with the ability to put out literally tens of thousands of a product to give to everybody?
I mean, all the names I saw in there are like big companies.
Because
So
I was going to ask, hey, why aren't we participating if we're friends with the owner? But because we can't make a hundred
that's
thousand copies of something and send it
Yeah.
out for free.
For free. Yeah, we just can't do it.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, uh, actual minis, free minis, that's an investment.
Yeah, I
That's a
I don't
good
know
deal.
how
I'm gonna
anybody
hit.
does
I gotta
this.
hit up. There's several great stores in my area. I gotta make sure to hit one of them up on June 27th,
Yeah, I could
2026,
just
which is a
drive down
Saturday.
to Games and Stuff. That's Paul's store down
Yeah,
near me. So,
hook us up.
all right. Well,
Very
that's it
cool.
for free RPG Day, but we have a bigger story.
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Saturday, May 30th was the first ModCon. All
Hang
right,
on. Hold
so
that up
oh
again.
yeah, I'll hold that up. All right, so first ModCon. Here is the program from. Let's before we show pictures from it. Here is the program that everybody got. Their little TV guide, complete with the mailing label that had the address where the ModCon was actually being held. And one of my
Mhm.
favorite things about this was the number of people that came up to the mailing label and went, "I'm trying to scratch this off,"
Right. Yeah.
because I left it like it was peeling off just to
Yeah.
mess with people. So this is the program guide from the first ModCon. I want to call out on the back. We have ArcaneCon featured. That's another convention coming up in October by our good friend Brian Larkin. So we'll talk about that more. We encourage people to go to that one as well. Anyway, so ModCon happened here in beautiful downtown Northampton, Massachusetts. This is a little map I made of the area. You can see down here we were at the Smith College Conference Center, and it's right here on the Mill River. So it's beautiful, beautiful location. We had a nice deck that you could stand out on, so that if it was good weather, you could enjoy the beautiful stuff. Reader, it was not good weather.
No.
Oh my gosh, it was not good weather. So unfortunately, people couldn't really enjoy standing on the deck, but there's lots of stuff downtown for people to go to, and you can see the setup here. So we had four gaming rooms. We had the Situation Room, the Crucible. Boy, I'm backwards here. The Arena, and I guess five gaming rooms. The Safe
Yep.
House, and then we had a little special one called the Continental. We have some
Mhm.
pictures from that. So I will in the actual book, we had all of the games that were being played, set it up like a TV guide, what channels it on, i.e., what tables it at. So that was fun to make. So yeah, this is our first time ever doing this. The idea was something we were just chatting about at Rising Phoenix a year ago. So it was about a year and a month ago that
Mhm.
we chatted about this, and that Steve Parentow was standing there and said, "That's a good idea. Let's do it." So we did. So Steve, you and me were the putter honors of this thing. We got up at ass crack of dawn, drove our butts up there, got it all set up. You can see here the entryway with the ModCon banners waiting outside for people. It was a modest turnout for our first, it was our first time. So
Mhm.
neither of us has ever done a convention before. Steve has, but we never have. So we made the decision, let's keep this simple. We did not have any special guests. We did not have any vendors. It was
Nope.
gaming, gaming, and also gaming.
Yep.
So we needed to learn from that. So that was good. Uh, we had, like I said, I think when you take the badge sales, subtract the people who didn't show up, add in the people who were drop-ins on the day who just decided to come over, I think it was around 70.
Yeah,
About 70 people.
70 is about right, and that includes GMs and everything.
Yeah, well, GMs are players and all that stuff. So about 70 people, which is nice. Just the right amount of people for us to be able to handle so that we could
Yeah.
get everybody had a game to play and everybody had a good time. The first thing that I think struck me was how cool the crowd was. We're going to see some of the people, but every single person there was just an awesome gamer. We had people of all ages, genders, races,
Yeah.
backgrounds, the whole thing. Just
Let's
superb.
do this. So here's I'm gonna go. I'll do like these.
Oh,
these
shoot,
two
I
sets
sent
of
you the
slides.
wrong photo for one of these, but that's all right.
Okay.
So yeah, so what we're looking at here, we've got some of the different rooms. Let's go back to that.
Okay.
What we just had. So let's see. I think in the top left you can see the arena, which is
Yep.
the big room upstairs, and then in the top right you see the crucible downstairs. They look a lot alike, but they're on top of each other. And then in the bottom left, the reason I said that was the wrong photo is because I took a photo that looked a little bit more like what it really was. So, when you take a photo with your iPhone, it just makes everything, it does its best to brighten everything up and like, oh, you want to see, right?
Right.
No, it was a dark room that you can't tell from this, but that room was pitch black.
Okay.
Screw you, Apple. Screw you for messing with my photos. I hate you, Apple. You always do things that I didn't ask you to do.
Right.
Jerks. El Jerkerinos. Anyway, it was so cool though. They had the lights all out. They had these glow sticks. They were doing this cool spooky horror thing. We made it. We were very careful to tiptoe around so that we didn't disturb them because they. So this is the cool thing about the center is we have this area. We called it the Continental, and it was like kind of a private room, just one room for gaming. Joy of joys, you could hear people. And then in the bottom right, there's Joey Royale. He was running Weird Heroes of Public Access, and his table was packed. I think he has, what does he have there?
God.
Like 4, 8, 9 players at the table.
Yeah.
And I heard the
Jeez.
laughter coming from there. It was just a blast. He's the best. So he
Right.
ran a great show.
And the people who came out afterwards, like, oh, it was so much fun. That was really cool. So anyone who can handle 9 people at the table and everybody has a good time, that's a good GM.
It was awesome. What else do we have some photos of here? So,
Okay. Here's some more gaming.
we ran this thing from 8 a.m. till midnight. Here's some more gaming, just various gamers around the table. I won't try to call out which game was being played where because I can't remember all of them, but just look at these beautiful people having a good time. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
And look at the setting behind them. That you can see the river back there. It's just an idyllic setting to have a convention. So
Yeah.
we'll be doing the next year's at the same place, hopefully with better weather because it's just so beautiful. What
Yeah.
else do we have here?
Here's the last of the just game, like no other aspect other than just this is just people playing.
Yeah.
game.
So up in the top left, I see Operation Ragnarok being run by somebody in a purple shirt, meaning he's
Yep.
staff. Looks remarkably like Peter Bryant
Yeah.
because it is.
Yeah, that was this is the second time I've run this as Agent 13 module that we're working on right now. We're working on
How'd it
Agent
go?
13 right now. It went really well. Actually, it went extremely well. The guys had a lot of fun.
That's so cool. Yeah. And you
It
got
was
a
funny,
packed
too, 'cause-
table, too.
One of the guys, yeah, I did. One of the guys sitting to it would be my right. He actually forgot that he played Operation Ragnarok for Top Secret. At I think either Rising Phoenix or TotalCon, wherever it was I ran it. But he was really cool because he's like, look, I'm not gonna spoil it. And even when things came up, he's like, I would be asking more questions, but because I know some of the answers, I'm not gonna say anything. I was
Was
like,
it
"That's really
Sean?
cool."
Or
I can't remember
Scott?
it wasn't Scott. It's the guy.
Well, Sean in the top left, he's the one that's sitting in the foreground, sitting on a blue coat on his chair. Is it?
No, it
him?
wasn't him. It wasn't
Okay.
him. It was the guy directly to my right.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, and so Brian says here in the chat, the dark room with the glow sticks would be amazeballs for a game of aliens. Yeah, it would.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, it would. Maybe Brian will get you to come down next year to use that room.
And then you see
there's
David Benavides
Benavides.
down the lower right, and Petra. They were running
Rising Phoenix.
Fiasco.
So cool.
Yep.
And
let's see.
all right, so great games going on here. What else we got some photos of?
Oh, here's some more games. I'm sorry. This
Oh,
is your
right.
tanks. Yeah.
So we had a miniatures room. So we called it the safe house.
Yes.
And in there, they were running, I believe they were running Tanks for the Apocalypse, was what was in there.
Well,
Uh,
that's Kevin's game, and there was one before that.
oh, you're
That
messing with me now. It was called
yeah,
something else.
yeah,
Well, it
yeah,
was
yeah.
called something. It was a World War II, weird World War II kind of miniatures game. Just beautiful minis there. See them all setting up. It was nice to see it kind of set out where everybody could come over and take a look and see what was going on. But originally, we didn't even know if we were going to be doing miniatures because it's a moderns thing. But some people came and said, "Can we run minis at the con?" And boy, did they bring cool stuff. So that was
Yeah.
great. And then down at the bottom right, that's my game of Top Secret. That's Joey, who finally gets to be a player because he's a forever GM. You
Right.
know the types.
I
I think
do.
you and I are sometimes the types, right?
Hmm.
Like you don't ever get to play. You're always running the game. So
Yeah.
Joey finally got to be a player, and so I was running the bank job. That is a section of our most, no, not our most recent, a couple
No.
of modules ago, but it's a
Yeah.
section from Forged with Fire. And in Forged with Fire, there's a lot of different things that the agents can do over time. And one of them is a hostage situation at a bank. So I just pull that one out and I run it at conventions.
Hmm.
In the bank job, you are trying to rescue a hostage who's being held by some Italian anarchists. And I try to let people know ahead of time this is a very lethal game. If you go in
Hmm.
with guns blazing, you're probably bad things are going to happen. And keep in mind that in this hostage situation, there's cops all around. There it's not easy, right?
Hmm.
You've got to figure out how am I going to sneak in there or come up with a clever clue or a clever strategy to get this hostage out without the police knowing we're doing it.
Right.
So, and the three players we had, that's Tim Callahan and Brian Larkin and Joey Royale. They're all very smart people. They're all educators. We actually have a superintendent, a teacher, and a principal in the room here.
Wow. Jeez.
Um, and so, yeah, these guys, I'm like, they're going to be subtle. They're going to use their wits. They're going to use their spy skills. They went in with guns blazing.
Yeah, they did.
They went in as a full-on assault. What I will tell you is that by the end of the adventure, by the end of the mission, they did save the hostage and get him
Okay.
out safely. Every single one of the other hostages was killed. Every one of the terrorists was killed. The police stormed it. They barely made it out of there. It
Oh
was
my God.
it was beautiful chaos,
Right. Right.
utter and complete chaos. It was great.
Awesome.
Yes, so we now know how many hostages an Uzi can take out with a single 3-round burst.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
Yeah, good to know. Oh, this is great. This was Brian Larkin again, so who runs Arcane Con.
Yeah.
He was running Twilight 2000,
Oh, I haven't
and
played that game in forever.
oh my gosh, this was so cool. So if you can see, I know you've kind of done a bit of a collage here, but hopefully
Yeah.
people can see. In the top left, you see Brian. He is in his Russian tank helmet from World War
Hmm.
II and his Soviet era jacket. And he had spent a couple of months gathering vintage World War II, Cold War era Soviet gear for the game.
No
So
shoot.
those
All
are
right.
actual Russian passports that you see on the table.
Oh, wow.
The thing in the orange box is a radiation testing kit. He went all out. So many cool things for this. And I think so. He was playing this game just before he came in to play in. He was running the Twilight 2000 right before he came to be a player in Top Secret in the next session. And I think that's what got him so aggro and why he just stormed the building because he had just been playing a military game. So,
Right. Right.
but it looked great. His players were having a blast at this.
It's a beautiful map too.
Oh yeah, just the whole Twilight 2000 is so cool, so
Yeah.
cool.
All right. Oh, we're back to the beginning. Hold on. Let me go back to some of the earlier pictures here because we skipped
Yeah.
over a few of them. Yeah. So
No,
here's the map.
yes. Oh, that's the wrong map. I'm sad. You're showing the map that I just threw some words on top of theirs, but it does give you a better idea what's really there. It's not cool and stylized, but
Where did
yeah,
I- okay.
it's fine. But yeah, you can see when you come in, you've come into the registration, and there's all those rooms we just talked about. So it's a pretty decent size. We will be back next year in the same place, same time of the year. We'll check the Farmer's Almanac for the weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
We when we got there, okay, so it's oh yeah, we'll come and look at this in a second.
Okay.
You can keep it up. It's May 30th. That should be pretty warm.
Yeah.
It,
You're
it
talking
was
late spring.
the low temperature was like 39 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
When we went to go down and get some coffee around 9 a.m., it was windy, it was cold, the rain was slapping me in the face. I was just sad. It was terrible. My mood was down. I was like, what the heck is going on here? It did warm up. The sun came out, it got nicer. But I tell you, don't count on it being summer weather on May 30th in New England. Don't count on it.
Yeah, and it created a. I mean, it was our. I think it was our number one like issue that we had to deal with
Oh,
because
right.
it got to like it was cold, and we talked to the person is overseeing it, the administrator that she hangs out. She was hanging out in the
Yeah,
building,
yeah, the
you
person
know.
who runs the center that we rented it
Yeah,
from. Who's
and
I gotta shout out to Emily, who's the administrator for the center. So helpful, so nice. I mean, just they were the best. We
yeah,
really lucked out working with them.
yeah. She's like, I turned the heat on. It should start getting warmer, and it was like I don't know by within like an hour and a little over an hour. We were like, okay, it's not getting any warmer down there. As a matter of
It
fact,
was
it feels
getting
like
colder.
might getting colder, right? We
Yeah.
went and talked to her, and she didn't know what was going on. She's like, well, she's like, I put a call in, and then it
Well,
was,
look, they did their best. They
they
got
did, yeah.
somebody out there. Eventually, we
Mhm.
got it warmed up. But for a while, because they had to keep the air running, it was, literally air conditioning because they had to keep it circulating. They got somebody out there. They fixed it. Eventually, it was all fine. But that was definitely one of the growing pains.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think you and Steve did a great job kind of moving people upstairs to get them out of
yeah,
the cold.
yeah.
Nobody really had a problem.
No, no, nobody really. There was one person down there who was really cold, and she was just like, kind of saying, she was coming up to me like, "Can we do something?" I was like, "I already got it worked out." I got 3 tables upstairs, and I went and went to each table and said, "If you want to move upstairs, go upstairs and grab a table." And there was one table down there that was like, "No, we're cool." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, no,
Let him
the
stay.
people were great about it. I gotta say, the feedback that we got across the whole convention was overwhelmingly positive.
Mhm.
The only complaint I ever heard from anybody was somebody who was like, "I wish I knew where I was on the map." I'm like, "Well, I can't help you there,
Right.
because I
Yeah.
gave you a map."
You have
But
we do have a map.
it was great. It was great. Some more photos we have from here. So of up front at the registration desk of the cool folks showing up. We've got Hanai working the registration desk, taking care of everybody. You can see in the top left photo all of the programs that people got. And Hanai put together free buttons for everybody. So we took the design and we took one of the characters from we took the characters, separated them out. People could pick their favorite one. That was actually a nice little bit of research. We found out what characters people liked the most.
Yeah, we did. The
They like
monster was the
monsters.
number one.
The
Yeah.
Monster was number one. Cyberpunk was number two, and they were all popular. It was cool.
Right.
But yeah, so it was a great setup. I gotta say, considering that we've never done a convention before, it was definitely smart of us to keep it simple because
Hmm.
we could handle the stuff that was there. But we did a good enough job that we said this was fun. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it again next year, and we will for next year do vendors and guests. We have 3 special guests lined up already. I'm not gonna start announcing things just yet because I want to get everything a little bit more tied up.
Hmm.
But what I will say is that the quote unquote special guests. I don't really like the word special guest. It kind of creates this elitism thing like, oh, you're better than me, you're a special guest. No, it's not that. Just featured gamers, maybe
Hmm.
something like that. I don't know what it is, but everybody who's a special guest is going to be doing something. So if you come
Yeah.
out because you saw that there's a person that you dig and they're going to be there, it's not going to be one of those situations where there's a con with like 150 special guests and you're like, I didn't see them. I didn't even
Right.
see them at the convention.
Or like the only
Instead,
thing
they're
you get
actually
to
going to do
do.
an event.
Yeah, it's not like the only thing you get to do with them is sit at their table, and there's only 5 or 6 of you that get to do that, and then
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, what's the point of having a special guest if that's it? So we want to make it more interactive, a more I think for everyone, if a special guest is there,
Yeah.
you will all be able to partake.
So there's definitely going to become some cool stuff as we start announcing it. We'll let on what it is, but we've locked in the first three. We'll probably not have any more than like five because, like we said, we want each person who is a quote unquote special guest to be doing a cool thing that people come out and be like, oh, I want to see the cool thing.
Right.
So, and because next year we'll probably do a 1 day again. There's only so much room to do that much stuff. But what we did learn was that people just drop by. We had
Yeah.
3 gaming slots with predetermined times. So we had 9 a.m., 2 p.m., 8 p.m. And if you showed up at 11 a.m., there's nothing to do because the next game's not until 2. The other games are already halfway done. So, yeah. So what we're going to do for next year is make sure that if you do drop in at that time, there'll be stuff going on. We'll have the vendors. We'll probably have like a board game library. Hopefully, the weather will be good enough to have some activities out on the deck. We'll make plans for what to do if that doesn't work. But we've learned some good lessons. And the important thing is everybody had a blast.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Everybody had fun. And thank you, Dale, who says it looks like loads of fun because you know what? It was.
Yeah, it was interesting to me because people do like to complain when things go wrong, and
Yeah,
I get
normally.
it. I'm prone to it too,
But there weren't any.
but there weren't any. I was really
Yeah.
surprised. None.
Yeah. People were just having a good time because I think gamers won a game and they got the game. And like I said, the people who came, I can't take any credit for this, but the people who showed up were just all to a person. They were all cool people. There was not one person there who I wouldn't say, I'm glad they were here. These were cool people.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that you just had to think about it. You're like, yeah, okay, yeah. Mike Pickett says I was promised Jason pantsless. No, that was yesterday, Mike. That's
was
why we didn't do the
yesterday.
show yesterday because I couldn't find my pants. But
Right.
I have
Ah,
pants now. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So that was ModCon. We're gonna do it again next year. It was a blast. We're so proud of actually pulling something off an event for once. It was good and just so grateful to everybody who participated, came out, helped out. Special thanks to Tunic Coffee, who's the cafe and gaming store in downtown Northampton, and especially to Arcane Sword Press, which is Brian Larkin, for doing a lot to help us get the word out. It was just great. Can't wait to do it again next year.
yeah. Yep.
I think that's a good show for tonight.
Yeah, I think that's about it. So, everybody,
All right.
thanks for joining us. Keep an eye out
Like and
for
subscribe. Give us a review. Do the
all that
things.
Blah blah
do
blah.
the
Join our
stuff.
Patreon. All the good stuff.
Yes, we have the Patreon members can join us in the Discord afterwards. I'm only going to drop in for a moment. I have jury duty in the morning at 8 a.m., so it won't be that much time, but I'll be in there for a minute. And thank you and good night.
All right.